That means prepare this year. Keep your body up, keep your mind up.
Hmm.
Here we go. So it says, redirecting to YouTube. Oh, sure you are.
Looks good. I can see a live stream pop up. Yeah, there you are. And even the chat is there. Hallelujah. Hello and welcome, everybody. Not sure if it says just one viewer. That's me. So
Well,
hello to me.
I can see the screen, but the chat hasn't loaded yet. But it takes a few minutes usually.
Mm.
So hello, everyone.
Hello. There's Cecil with at least two toys.
Guten Tag, meine Damen und Herren. Здравствуйте. Buenos dias. Ah, what are you gonna do with that thing?
Yeah, let's see if the people come in. I'm not sure. I heard only that the weather is pretty tough over there in the States, and especially in the middle.
Yeah, it is in the middle. I got a friend who's actually, I got friends on the east and west coast up in the north areas, and they're suffering from snow and either snow or rain, and it is not a pleasant scene for them. So down here, it's warming up. It's going to get reasonably warm today. So
Yeah, I think you are south enough to be away from that really cold temperatures, which go in the minus 20 Celsius. Yeah, Falconsu, you're the first here in chat. So hello and welcome, Falconsu. Followed by Rosebud Atkins, who also says, hello, Flock. Still freezing button off. Oh no, poor Rosebud.
yeah, well, I had back when I was trying to plan where to go when I was stuck at that temporary place. Um, I thought about the Pacific Northwest, but then I thought, it gets really cold up there sometimes. And I was thinking about being out in the desert area there too. I don't think I could handle, below zero temperature terribly
Yeah, I
well.
think temperatures below minus 10 Celsius start to be critical for everybody. So you need to have the right clothing and cannot stay out super long.
Hi, Cecil.
Yeah, we were supposed to do our sea swimming trip this week, but we didn't because it started snowing.
Whoa. Up in Scotland.
In Scotland, yeah. And also there was a really strong wind, so it was mainly the wind chill rather than the snow that stopped us. But maybe next week.
I gotta flip this phone. Ugh.
Yeah, not everybody has yeah, free floor warming than the people who live in Iceland. It just sometimes goes wrong when you have built your house over, well, the poor people cannot know. It's like, I think it's not possible scientifically to say if the house or so will basically being taken away by lava one day
Yeah.
in such an area.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the risk. Like Iceland is lovely until you get engulfed in lava.
And Greenland, I don't know when they landed there to call it that. They must have landed in the middle of summer because it's a lot colder than Iceland. But
Yeah, it's kind of the wrong way around. The one that's kind of green is called Iceland, and the one that's just ice is called Greenland. It doesn't really make any sense. Maybe it was to do with climate change or something.
no, it's been like that. I remember when I was young studying that, and it's been that
But
way.
I meant like climate change in the Middle Ages.
Oh, could be. That's possible.
Because there was climate change in the Middle Ages.
Well, there
I
always
think.
is. There was a time when we had palm trees in the Arctic. So
Oh,
which is what one of
Rosebud
the
is
climate.
still getting snow since yesterday. And Jocelyn is here. Welcome, Jocelyn Triggle. Yeah, from Snowy Windy Buffalo. She's back up there from sunny Florida. That must be a shock.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Mm.
It sounds nice down in Florida.
That's the kind of shock you either get if you're on a plane, you get right back in it. That's how it was. I went to Dallas, Texas one time, came from California. They opened the door and I took one whiff of that hot, steamy air and I said, "Can I get back in?"
Yeah, I think that happens more than one thinks. I just remember I was once blown back into the plane when they opened the door.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I see. Oh,
didn't see that coming. So I was like, yeah, we're there. Weather is great. Like, boom, going back.
One of my
See
friends
you.
just had 2 weeks in Phoenix, Arizona, and it sounds wonderful. It was between 60 and 70 during the day, sunny. Can see the mountains, see all the desert scenery. Lovely.
Mm.
Jealous.
good time to go and see it right now. It's pretty nice here too. Although, we have a lot of red clay because this used to be a underwater. Yeah, this desert was underwater. Yeah, I don't know how long ago, but a long time ago.
That do
So
Cecil
it's all
some advertising for Indonesia.
yeah, it's all
Come
red
to
clay.
Indonesia. Steady 30 over 30 degrees Celsius, 100% humidity, great birds.
Face is bashed.
Great place to grow mushrooms, I think, but that's about it. And
And
certain types
Lisa
of.
Banerjee is here. Hey, Lisa, good to see you.
Hi, Lisa. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? Seesaw. Well, let's see. Who do we have with us today? Let's see
Oh yeah, let's see which birds are here.
if I can find him. Lucy, I'm letting her get away with not coming out right now. So we have Cecil and we have Sugar and the KK bird.
Okay,
This is-
Okay.
And Mander. I have a
Salamander.
few more birds. I'd have a couple more birds out if it wasn't for Mander, but he gets nervous and then he causes trouble with his running around being afraid. So, and then there's Jasmine over there. I don't know what was wrong with him yesterday on the second crew. Bob was being pretty much okay. He had one little incident where I had to control him, but everybody else went nuts. And I finally couldn't calm them down. They were getting aggressive towards each other, and I had to put them away. They were supposed to be out for a couple hours. They made it a half hour yesterday. I'm sure they'll be fine today. But I've only got so many hands, and if they all start being aggressive around, I've got to. If I can't stop it, then I have to put them up. That doesn't happen terribly often, but what are you doing over
Just
there?
being wild animals.
Mm.
They were being wild, that's for sure.
So we have a funny anecdote by Jocelyn Trigler who says, Cinnamon had his flight today around the apartment 4 times and landed on her head.
Oh.
That sounds like an enthusiastic flyer we have there.
Mm.
That's great training. Keep it up, Cinnamon.
Yeah.
Oh
Should
my.
encourage some of our flock.
That
He's
must
all-
be so funny when he lands on the head. I know some of my buddies have done that.
Oh, the second I go to put the camera the other way, you run off. See how you are? Cecil?
You're a good boy, Cecil.
Such a good boy. And then Rosebud Atkins is asking, how is Lucy? So Don, would you like to give us an update on Lucy's eye?
Yeah, it looks just fine, but she's going to be on the medication for 7 days at least. I might go a little longer, but 7 or 10. But it looks fine now. She's not irritated. She's using it normally. She's still on
Good.
Baytril. She's on Baytril and terramycin. You know, it's topical terramycin for the eye, and Baytril is a general antibiotic. Fighting it from the inside and the out. But she's fine. She just didn't want to come today. I try. Usually, I can't engage her to come anyway, unless I put something in front of her so she'll stop biting at me. And once she gets out in here, she's happy. But I figured don't stress her for a few days.
Yeah, let her do what she wants for a while.
Well, I don't know if I'll go that far, but I'll let her stay in her cage. She does get some strange desires sometimes.
I think if you let Lucy do exactly what she wants, she'll just become a tyrant.
Yeah, she gets really pushy with the other birds too. She'll come up and beg this one to preen her, and then if he preens a little close because she's so super sensitive, then she starts pecking at him, and then he's like, "Well, I was just being nice to you, and now you're trying to bite me."
Mm.
She's just overly sensitive. And you are just a pest, a big pest, a big pest, aren't you? Oh, you want to eat that too? Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't tighten it down enough, so it's sliding all over the place. I thought maybe they'd take advantage of me today because I worked out, but it's about time I
Oh,
started
Don
working.
is wearing his Peaches shirt.
Yeah, I got Peachy shirt.
Oh, that's lovely.
Peachy.
Peachy, go.
Were you in the mood of wearing the Peaches shirt today?
Yeah. Yeah. Silly bird. You are a silly bird.
So, and Cami Schmidt is here. Hello, Cami.
Hello.
You're chewing on my clothes.
And Falcons who thinks Cecil is misunderstood.
Cecil. Don't people understand the Cecil?
I think they understand him. I think they just take advantage of his good nature.
Lucy she'll do everything she can to get him to start preening her, and then he'll do it for a little while, and then he'll just normally you get within about 2 millimeters, an eighth of an inch maybe to the where the blood supply is at the bottom where it was, on the follicle. And that'll be okay, but not with her. It's about a quarter, and it's about twice as much space that you have to be above. And he's just preening normally, but he'll hit one of those little ones, and then she'll start going crazy. How dare you hurt me? Just being nice.
I remember Peaches shouting at you when you got a wrong feather or something like. So it was always so woof.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Eleanor can do it much better than I.
Yeah. Bark at me. That's what she would do. And I had to preen her all the time, so because she couldn't turn her head. I don't know how many times people would say, "Well, you say not to pet him," and then you have to explain. Well, first of all, she's bonded to me, so I don't see the problem. Second of all, she can't preen herself, so what do you want me to do? And there's about 1 million feathers. That's an exaggeration, of course, but there's a lot of feathers that you have to individually preen. That's why they spend so much time doing it all day long. They've got a lot of feathers to preen. And when you have to preen everything below the neck on a bird,
Yeah, it's not necessary to put an 30 minutes disclaimer in front of every video for people who just watch 10 seconds and then judge you.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
What was it? There was, trying to think, it was some philosopher was saying that the average person has the ability to judge the end of a sporting event if it's not too close, but that's about it. So, forget which one that was. Might have been T.H. Huxley who said that, but I'm not sure. What are you doing?
It looks like he's doing cuddle bashing today. Half cuddling, half bashing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Interesting.
Mm.
And I have to encourage him, otherwise he'll go do it to somebody I don't want him to do it to. He'll go take Mander or somebody. So
I think somebody commented under a video that we might need a Don plushie he can bash.
Yeah, I worked hard to get him to beat me up instead of the other birds. So this is actually the behavior I prefer. I won't say I want. I don't necessarily want him slamming it in my face, but I don't want him slamming it in KK's face because he's made friends with him. And if KK starts to get the wrong signals, he won't know what's going on. Okay, who put a piece of wood behind me that I'm jamming my body into? Cecil, it's all right, Cecil. I'm just trying to move. All right, this is not working. I gotta move my pillow. There we go. When you have to sit down with these guys as many hours in the day as I do, you better have a pillow. What are you doing? What are you doing down there? What's that face all about? Mm-hmm.
Oh, Falkensil was it who suggested the Don plushie. Yeah, that's actually a fun idea. I like it.
There's a company that could make one of those, but
do you know actually there are a company who is doing plushies of people, like when you send in a photo, so you get a life-size plushie bag.
This is like you could have a life-size Don made. I think they're about $12,000 to $15,000.
Gosh.
Somebody has sent me a link to this thing, and I'm like, what? You're kidding. What are you doing? You're gonna chew my finger? But is that some kind of vibration therapy you're doing down there, KK?
Probably.
Hmm?
Vibration therapy.
He's probably like, you never heard something about the earth fragrance.
Vibrating his tongue against my finger. Silly bird. You sure are a good bird, KK.
He is. So Mander's pretty quiet in the room. He's in, but one hardly notices him.
He's just sitting over there hoping nobody will notice he's alive.
Oh no, Mander.
He looks pretty happy, but hey, Keg, don't hit the phone when I'm trying to point it somewhere, silly.
So is Snowball in, or have you left the Soka out?
No, this one would want to leave. And the minute Snowball comes in, he wants out. So
okay. Well,
and Snowball can't help it.
Even Sugar ran out the room when you brought the Tritons in. I think Don left the door open, and when he come back or so, where is Sugar? Let's see. No, Sugar was not at Sugar's cage. Sugar was about to go into Snowball's cage. I think that was basically the revenge for Snowball sitting on her perch before. And I'm pretty sure she knew exactly what she was doing.
Yeah. She probably had it planned out.
Her Sugar.
Probably. She's been terribly busy lately, tearing up toys. It used to be about every 3 days you'd have to change her toys, but Now it's every day she'll destroy a toy. I've got one that I have to rebuild tonight. I got to get out and cut more wood too, but I have enough wood to make about another 5 toys. I got to get outside and cut some down.
Mm. Oh my gosh, the shredding Moluccans
Mm.
from being beautiful ornaments to the full destruction mode.
Try to give her medicine in the morning. She's got a big chunk of wood in her beak. It's like, I need to take that out of your beak. No, I'm playing.
So cute.
AK's gotten easier. It's taken a while. He's had to have medicine again because he's started chewing his primaries. But
Oh.
I have a stick with a woven basket on it, and I put it over his head so he can't see me coming. He knows what I'm doing. Then I just put the medicine in his beak right up over there. I'm done in just a matter of 30 seconds. But before it was chasing him around. He tried to attack the syringe. I don't know what they did to him, but they just tried to give him the medicine, and he just got more and more aggressive about, I don't want it. Now he's like, okay, well, I'm putting on my hat, so
Mm.
like a little hat to
Good
go
for
over his
now, KK.
so he can't see, right?
Just pretend it's not happening.
Eventually, I probably won't, unless I think at this point he kind of likes what I'm doing, so, but I might be able to stop doing it. But right now, okay, I'm waiting for my hat, put my hat on. I was hoping I could take him off it, but I think he's pretty much stuck on a small amount of it every day.
I haven't heard Bob crying today. Do you think he's still in the back room or he's flying to Las Vegas?
He was pretty tired when I saw him. He wasn't making any complaints about being in his cage when I was getting everybody else out. He was just sitting up there with one foot up. So I think he's just taking a nap. He was
How cute.
he was noisy
Mhm.
yesterday, but he hasn't been noisy today. So
Mm. It's good that even Babalu has once in a time, a lazy day.
I wish he would
Yeah.
stop screaming because it's not good for him. But when they vocalize, it puts a lot of pressure on the cloaca. So if they've got a problem with it, it just expands it, which is not good for him. So
No, that's not what he needs.
it doesn't bother me if he makes sound. I mean, I have things I can stuff in my ears to block that, but
Yeah, but you want him to be healthy.
yeah. Oh, he's made it this far. It's amazing how long he's gone. What, 12 years now with a
Mhm.
pre-pro? Just insane.
It is.
Jenkins doesn't believe it either. I can't believe this guy.
Yeah, it's the Babalu. He's also a little miracle bird.
Yes, it just goes to show you that having a purpose in life is very important.
Mm.
And when your purpose is to scream and cause trouble, then that's as good a purpose as any.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
must cause enough Triton trouble to keep the universe in balance. But at least he has now a little supporter in Pippa, who also loves to cause some Triton trouble.
Yep, and she's good at it too.
Mm. Yeah, she's a real talent. Learned a lot from Master Babalu, just by watching, I guess.
We're gonna work on your beak a little bit today, kid. Won't take long. That was the new drip. Those new diamond bits I have are doing a great job on the Dremel. Doesn't take long. Lucy needs some work on her beak too, but I'll have to cover her head. I don't want her any of the beak that's being ground in her eyes.
No.
For the most part, it's pretty fine, so it's not a problem, but right now she doesn't need that. Or I might just wait. I don't like to because I'll have to cut more, but what are you doing? You playing any music on that yet? Okay. A little bit of music.
Hmm.
And Mander's preening. Jasmine is doing her usual thing, sleeping. Although she was trying to chase Mander when I first put her in here. So I stuck her
Oh
in that
no.
cage. Yeah. So I stuck her in that cage and she went right to sleep. But at first she was going to go after him. I told her no and picked her up and put her in there. She likes sleeping in there. She'll be out later, and especially when Lorelai's out, because she bothers the heck out of Lorelai trying to get Lorelai to preen her. She just won't leave her alone. I have to watch Lorelai to make sure Lorelai doesn't finally just blow a gasket. And she tries to get between Cecil and Lorelai.
Oh no, Jasmine.
Cecil doesn't mind. Lorelai gets a little miffed about it, but
It's funniest when Salamander does that though. I think he literally wants them to be his mum and dad. I don't think Jasmine does.
you don't trust me preening either, do you? You're a little sensitive too. That one's doesn't need preening. Okay. I was just gonna look. Where are you going, Cecil? Yeah, yesterday if I'd videoed that, I don't know how I could have done it unless I just had that overhead camera on, but they were just all going nuts in here. The second crew looked like the wrecking crew.
Mm.
Even Cecil and Lorelai were getting into it a little bit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And Lorelai was trying to get Bob to preen her, and Cecil was trying to preen Lorelai, and it just like everybody had some little problem with each other. Someone's waking up over there.
Ooh.
Hi, Jasmine. Hi, Jazzy Jazzbird. You awake? You awake over there? Hmm?
Jasmine.
Comes Mander.
Oh, here comes Mander.
Mander, salamander.
Salamander.
Mander, salamander.
How's our brave salamander boy?
It's nice of you to come over and say hi. Maybe he wants to remind the people to give us a thumb up. Mander says he has no thumb and one missing toe. So
Yeah.
you'd appreciate it.
Gonna like and subscribe for Salamander.
Mander, salamander. What are you doing?
Mm.
Salamander.
Certainly no jungle sounds when people are watching. Oh, Mander.
Mander, Jeff, salamander. What are you doing, big boy?
At the end, the only one who is doing jungle sounds are Eleanor and I, and the people are laughing.
He thinks, why should I do it when I can make the humans do it and
Mm.
humiliate themselves online?
I need an app that makes like jungle sounds on it. Johnny Weissmuller Tarzan calls. Or maybe some Australian kookaburras.
Yeah, they are fun.
I used to enjoy going out to the animal park when I lived close to the San Diego Wild Animal Park, which they call the Safari Park now, which is a big mistake. And I used to get those kookaburras going. I'd go into the Australian forest down there and go walk over to the kookaburras and start making cooing sounds. And before long, you could hear them all over the park. You get them going, and they're just really loud. So
Mhm.
that was my first thing it's the only time I actually stopped while I was doing my walk around was when I walked through there to get them going. And the rest of the time I was just doing a brisk walk, 5 miles through the animal park. Come on, Mander. Mander, salamander. You're going to do some songs?
So far, he's just watching. But at least he has come over. That's really nice of you, Mander. Mander boy. Mr. Mander.
Come on, Mander, salamander.
Oh, nice for us.
Salamander.
Another weather forecast says, oh, we have unpredicted snow in Nevada.
Great song.
Oh, and Rosebud says she's looking for books for Romeo. She has a couple to send. He will like the donkey book. That sounds great.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
He loves to be read to, yeah.
Mm.
Is it a picture book or is it just a printed
Picture
book? Yeah.
Picture books.
Does he like the pictures?
Yeah, he looks at the pictures.
Oh, that's sweet.
Now, well, Romeo is a real artist, so maybe he's interested in the pictures and thinks, I could shoot it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs another 2x4. I think he's finished with the one he's got. He was looking at me this morning like, can we get another one in here? Because he's rounded out all the edges on it. I think he's done with it. Mander.
Amanda. What's he doing?
Jasmine.
Mm.
Yes, I know you know who's sitting next to me. He hasn't done anything to you. Not in a long time. Actually,
Maybe
never.
he says he has 2 missing toes. That's suspicious.
Mhm.
Must have picked a lot of fights.
He must have been the bird that the idiots who did the movie Rio based everything on.
Mm-hmm.
Because they usually have 4 toes, you know?
Yeah.
What you doing?
Rosebud's husband climbed the Alps while in the army. That's cool. And GTH is here and says, are those Mander Fluffin jobs I see? I think so. At least, yeah. No, that's not.
No, those are his underfluffies.
Yeah.
You didn't need to see those.
Mander.
Oh, Amanda. Oh no. Have you caught you in a situation?
Yeah. We all wish we could go like they do. You know, it's just it's over in just seconds instead of all this. I gotta go do here and I gotta take that. You know, it's just what humans have to do is ridiculous compared to these guys.
But the downside is they have to go every 20 minutes.
True. Doesn't seem to bother them though. Well, what? Yes, I'm pointing the camera at you. I thought maybe you'd do something besides just look at me. Mander. Hi, boy. Hello. You're just going to look at me? All right. Okay. Be that way. He'll probably do something when I switch the camera.
Mm. Yeah, I think most movies and in TV in general give a wrong picture about how parrots really are and how they should be kept, and so they always like treated like talking toys, and that's everything they can. Like, look at this bird. When I say something, he learns the word, and then he's repeating it constantly.
Yeah, the best video is Parrot Confidential. It's an hour long, and I have no complaints or gripes about it. It's accurate, and there aren't many of those.
Mhm.
Another video which you have to buy the DVD. There's no way to get this one online. Is the first aid video from come on, brain. I can't think of his name now.
But I just have a question for Don, which is about some kind of movie quiz. You can choose to do it here or in private later.
Oh, that's here's fine.
Okay, because I've watched a pretty old movie with my brother this weekend, and there actually is sulfur crested. I'm not sure if it's a Triton or what kind of sulfur crested, but in that old movie, he actually bites the main actor, and when he basically runs by him, when he flees out of the window. So he goes in a room, and there is the parrot. He didn't know about the parrot, gets bitten, and laterwards no one believes him. He was bitten by a parrot.
Is it black and white or color?
I think it's black and white.
That wasn't The Third Man, was it?
It was! Oh my gosh, you are so talented.
That's one of my favorite movies. But I mean,
I've
probably
actually never seen it before, but it was, I think, mainly or exclusively filmed in the capital of Austria, in Vienna. And my family, my mother got an Austria quiz for Christmas, and we made that quiz, and there was a question about the movie. And then I mentioned to my brother, I haven't seen the movie yet, and he was like, "What? Not yet?" So yeah, then we watched it.
yeah.
And I was like, "Wait, there's a parrot?"
There's a parrot. Yeah, there's a parrot in that movie.
I know
Orson
I have
Welles.
seen that movie. I know
Orson
I
Welles.
watched it with my dad at some point because he's obsessed with that kind of thing. But I don't
There are-
remember the parrot.
There are some great movies that were done in black and white. When I was sitting with Romeo last night, we were watching. I sit and watch movies, and it takes days to watch them because I sit with him for a half hour or 45 minutes. But we were watching Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf.
Mhm.
I love that. It's got some of the best lines of any movie I've ever seen. But it's torturous on the human soul to watch. But it does have one of my favorite lines, though. At the end of the movie, George Siegel's going, I think I understand. I think I understand. Oh no, I think I understand. It doesn't give the movie away at all, but to say that, but
Looks like Jasmine is snoozing again. Napping away. So does the shipbird.
Yep, and Mander's over there. He's preening again.
So GTH was cheering you, Don, because you guessed the movie right, and that in an absolutely fantastic speed.
Yeah,
impressive.
well, I can't remember yesterday, but I can remember movies. You know, it's just
Definitely.
I can't remember movies that are done in 60 frames per second, though. That is the most bizarre thing. And I had friends who took me to see the last Hobbit movie, and they said, "Well, we'll go see the one that's, you know, with the special 60 frames per second." I walked in, I sat down, and then I walked out, and like, what movie? I didn't remember any of it. It was too much like real life, and it just didn't stick in my memory.
Mhm. So
I told the
Falkenstein has a favorite line in from Elizabeth Taylor in the movie with Virginia Woolf. It's "I'm just beginning."
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that was I think that's the car scene where they're outside after they've done the dancing. I think that's where she says that. I can't remember exactly what part of the play where she says that. That was a great play, and they did a wonderful job of it. And as far as the movie, of course, they always tone things down for the movies, but Elizabeth Taylor had to gain 40 pounds to do that movie. Something people don't realize about actors. They expect these actors to like maintain a certain weight, to be at a certain weight to do a lot of these different movies. It's not like you don't have to physically. Sometimes they have to physically train, or do just the opposite. They have to look dumpy. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes it seems to me super inhumane what they do to their bodies.
one thing you can see in these old movies, though, is that besides looking for parrots, which of course I'm always doing, but you notice that a lot of people, a lot of the stars of these movies did not have perfect teeth. I think that Dennis started pushing that idea in the after the Second World War that everybody should have perfect teeth, and then all of a sudden you see people walking around with these things on to space their teeth perfectly. Look at Richard Burton's teeth in Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, and he's got like caved in teeth. I mean, what a great actor! He didn't have to change his teeth so it could be perfect to be an actor. But now they want, oh, everybody's got to look perfect.
Well, I
The worst
think yeah, that's especially true for all these Hollywood movies and stars.
I
They
think
not
it's
only need
partly
to be in perfect order, but also these super shiny white.
it's partly as the technology moves on, you know, they invent new treatments that they can sell to people. So they're like, shit, we gotta sell this to people. So
Yeah, what me frightens is that some of these actors have not one of their original teeth. There is such a procedure you can make that they basically tremel off most of your original tooth and then do an imitate on it which has the perfect form. Since even if you get the teeth in perfect order, in perfect round, then they still cannot have the perfect shape which they should have. So
yeah, we call that veneers, where they basically file off your teeth and stick fake ones on. But the trouble with that is you have to have them replaced every so often, and then each time you have them replaced, they have to file a bit more off.
Yeah.
So it makes me cringe. Because I broke one of my front teeth in just in an accident on a children's playground, and like they offered me veneers, but I said no, just use a composite filling and just stick it on, and they did, and I've had that, and it's honestly fine. Like It doesn't really look that bad, and they don't have to drill anything. Like they just take it off and stick the new one on when it needs replacing. There's very little drilling or anything involved.
Oh
makes
no, GTH says AI will free actors from those constraints. I might even have a shot one day.
That's well, AI will eventually replace all the actors. They won't need them anymore.
Yeah, that's why they're protesting, right? About the scripts and also about yeah, the actual play.
They shouldn't
Yeah,
be
you
protesting about AI taking over their scripts, though, because if you've seen basically all the movies from Hollywood in the last 5 years, they're all complete shit. So it's like if they're
Mm.
worried about AI taking their jobs, they should try and write something that's actually decent.
yeah.
At least what they broadcast here in Telly, I think AI can do it the same or better than what they write together.
Yep.
Yeah, I've seen AI write some fairly decent stuff. The problem is if they program a lot of the algorithms into the AI so that it avoids offending people, then you can't write a good play like that because there's got to be stuff in there that's offensive. Um, it's kind of the way it has to work.
Mm.
Got to have conflict, right? I mean, in every scene there has to be some kind of conflict, or it's boring. That's why some people don't like Tolkien's works, and he said he didn't care, and I I love the trilogy, but it doesn't follow the standard pattern. I mean, it should have ended, in the scene at the mountain with the anybody who hasn't seen this now, it's not a real giveaway, but the mountain scene where it all ends, that should have been where it ended, and according to the way they formalize everything now. But he went on and described what happened to everybody, because we really wanted to know, right? So that is the formula they use. They basically they have certain formulas for romantic movies, um, and then they have certain formulas for everything else. Basically, it's the quest. It's the individual who starts out one way and ends up another way at the end.
Mm. But
And
that in general is not bad. I think even the old Greeks already had formulas and defined how to a
yep,
drama or whatever has to be.
yep. I studied all that to learn how to do it, and then I don't have the social skills to write a novel. I can write things that aren't fiction or short fiction things about birds, that kind of thing, but I can't write about people.
Mm.
Um,
So I think in chat we all agree that nobody can replace Cecil. He's so great, not even AI can do it.
Nobody's going
Mm.
to replace Cecil, although AI did some pretty good pictures of him, as
And that
Cecil.
KK is a big lover. And Snuggler, there next to you, Don.
Mm-hmm. Does anybody remember what he was like when he first came here?
Pretty much the same.
No, no, not at all. He would run around chasing other birds and with his wings up and hackles on the back. Well, they're not really hackles, but the feathers on the back
Yeah,
of his
that
neck.
when he was, but I think he had from pretty the first day a pretty good connection to you.
Yeah, he did have a good connection to me, but he had trouble with all the other birds.
Mm.
Now he's comfortable. He's pretty much comfortable. He gets along with everybody. He'd get along with Mander if Mander would not be so skittish. But
Mm.
Yeah,
Mander,
poor Amanda.
he's just a skittish bird.
Yeah, they will get over it one day, maybe.
I'm not so sure with Mander. But I'm sure it's because he's in pain because of he's got at least a low level of pain from the twisted pelvis. I don't see how anybody could live with that and not have pain. Right, Mander? Talking about you.
Mm. Oh, I think you're just a little baby, Amanda.
Mm.
Mander,
Yeah, he
salamander.
never really got out of the stage of toddler, which is funny when one is already a teen, isn't it, Mander? Mm.
Hopefully he's going to grow those tail feathers back on the left side of his body. I don't. He somehow lost them. The problem with his pelvis is that the way it pulls, he does tend to lose those feathers on the left side.
Mm.
Just the way he moves around, he bothers them, and they don't come in right. But he's a happy boy as long as he gets his stuff to play with in his cage, and he gets to come out he gets out about 3 days of the
Well,
week. The rest
they have sometimes issues with that feathers. Even Jasmine has lost a lot, I think, in the past.
yeah, she's missing a few tail feathers right now.
Mm. The only one has perfect plumage is Sugar at the moment, I think.
Mm. She's the one who had the worst feathers when she came. She hardly had any
Yeah,
at
I think
all.
Cause has good feathers, and Romeo has absolutely perfect feathers, except for the ones that can't grow back in.
Mhm.
That's not the fault of his body. That's whatever evil veterinarian did the work of Cruella de Vil, who decided that the bird
Mhm.
should never have those feathers again.
Yeah,
I
that's
know what I would if I
unbelievable.
had been the vet. I know what I would have told her, but and she would never have come back into my veterinary office after I said it. But Mander, are you going to do something over there? You look like it. Mander.
And what you are up to?
He's getting close to doing a little display.
Oh, that's nice.
Mander.
Maybe we get a little Mando display with jungle sounds.
That would be
He's pretty
nice.
close.
Just running like a crazy chicken over the floor. Whatever he's going to do, I will love it.
Mander.
Curious, but it's hard to believe a vet did that to him.
Yeah. I don't know, there's some pretty bad vets out there though. Unscrupulous people just in it for the money.
Well, when I was thinking about becoming a vet when I was in my early 20s, the biology professor who was the head of the department had told me you can find a good vet by finding one that usually doesn't have the name hospital in it, but it'll be a small vet that doesn't have a large, it'll be a small facility. They'll usually have animals running around in the facility. The ones that they say, yeah, is that right? You're going to shake your head, yes? Mander, you want to come over? Do you want to come over? No, you want to get petted. All right. Because the ones that have the big facilities with all the lab, extra labs, they're just out to get your money. That's what she said. It's not true of all of them, but a lot of them are. The first one I took Chloe to was one of those. And it called itself an animal hospital, and the idiot vet wouldn't even. Oh, I won't. I don't handle birds. They bite. And I was like, okay, bye. So she said, gee, that's what you look for is the small vet. There was one in town that was Dr. Lindbeck in Escondido, which is a little suburb of San Diego. And that guy he's just a really amazing guy. I took Chloe in there one time. It was about behavioral stuff. I was studying behavioral science at the time. And I took her in and he talked to me and talked to Chloe and bounced up his head with her and everything for like almost 45 minutes. And then he looks at me and goes, really didn't do anything. I don't feel like I should charge you. And I had to give his secretary extra money because she's going to charge me like $25 for 45 minutes of his time. But he's just a caring individual, and there's animals running all around. The ones he saved that people wouldn't pay for, running around the property. Those are the good guys. I know one of our vets and actually two of our vets in San Diego are like that. But
How is it
what are you
called?
doing?
Mount Rainier? Mount Rainier?
Rainier?
Rainier. That could be.
I think.
Mm.
Yeah, there was a commercial, and I was up in Washington State when I was in my early 20s for a short time with my parents, and there was a commercial. My dad says, "You have to watch commercials." He knew I hated them. He goes, "You got to watch this commercial." And all it was a guy on a motorcycle going up Mount Rainier, right? And what you heard was the motorcycle changing gears. This is just Rainier, and yeah, and I don't know, maybe the third or fourth time I watched it, I finally got it. The gears changing were saying Rainier beer. Rainier beer.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, that was like I can't remember many commercials because I don't like them. I don't want to ever see them. I just keep them away from me. If I wanted a salesman in my house, I'd invite them in. Um,
Yeah,
but
the
that was
problem
one.
with commercials today, I don't find them not funny anymore. When I look back from to commercials in the 90s, they at least had some fun in it. Well, I can just talk about the German ones, but now it's
Yeah,
just
same for
it's so
Mhm.
unhumoristic, which still can be pretty funny as the commercials in Austria, our neighbor country. They have not lost their sense of humor when they do advertising.
Well, the thing is, they're just so worried about offending everybody that they just have to
Uh,
make it completely just boring.
and they
Well, they've
also
also
want
found out.
to work it out or manipulate the people into something rather than just entertaining them and bring a message. So it's like when you have these Amazon commercials in telly, they always are with a pretty annoying music you cannot get out of your head. So they just want to kind of yeah creep into your brain and still be there forever.
I've got two birds that want me to pet them at the same time. Well, they found out in research. I did some research on commercials, but they found out that the stupid ones work just as well as the intelligent ones, and you can do those without spending as much money. So,
Mhm.
What I
Mhm.
find really bizarre is how some people kind of look out for TV ads every year. Like here in the UK, we have John Lewis, which is a department store, and it's sort of it's not high end, but it's sort of middle class. So I guess it's aspirational for some people. But like every year, there's news articles about what's the John Lewis Christmas advert going to be, and people they'll come to work and they'll be talking around the water cooler like, "Oh, have you seen the Christmas ad?" And I'm just like, why? Why do people care about this? Like, what is the attraction? I genuinely don't understand. If
Mhm.
there's anyone here that actually really goes for this, then please try and enlighten me because I genuinely want to know.
honestly, don't know.
Amanda, do you know?
Me neither. Hey,
Mm. What happened? Was
he
it
got his
Cecil?
he got his upper mandible underneath my ring.
Oof.
Cecil.
Come here. Now I know you like messing with stuff. I know, but that doesn't work too well because it tightens the top part of the ring down on my hand. Silly. Yeah. He says, "Well, you can't wear rings." I know. I can't wear this. I can't wear that. You know,
Can't do anything with them, Maroon.
you big nut. Well, thank you for coming over, Mander. That was nice. I guess it's about time we got to go, huh? Ah,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
1 minute after.
oh,
I
just
guess.
everybody.
Or I don't know, I think we started a minute later or two. So we're basically still.
Yeah, it's about time to wrap up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just let
Rosebud
everybody.
Manda is not telling what he knows or thinks about commercials.
Just wanted to let everybody know that the uh, Peaches Book of Days, which is 366 days of quotations, is now available on Patreon. If you're a Patreon member and you're supporting us, you can get it for free. If you're on YouTube and you're supporting us, just shoot me an email at FatherDon@Chloe Sanctuary, and I will shoot you a copy of it. So anybody who's supporting us gets it for free. Otherwise, it's $19.99 on Patreon. So
Awesome. Go check it out.
it's available and I have it up there in PDF format. I also have it in ebook, but it's 500 megabytes in PDF format, and it's 1.3 gigabytes in ebook format. So, but either one's available, right, Mander? Salamander bird.
I think I heard Snowball yelling. I think he says it's his time to come out.
Yeah, I think that's the time everybody gets awake, like they know Don is available again.
Okay, folks, thanks for being here, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.